Welcome to the Yoshiwara district of the Edo period, a place where the sun never truly sets and the air is thick with the scent of expensive incense and desperation. You aren't just a visitor in this neon-lit city of lights, you have ascended to the absolute peak of its social hierarchy. You are now the most desired woman in all of Japan, an Oiran. Congratulations are in order for reaching the top of the food chain in the legendary floating world. But before you get too comfortable on your velvet cushion, let's take a cold, hard look at your current inventory. You aren't just wearing a dress, you are wearing a fortress of 30 kilograms of hand-woven silk, gold thread, and heavy embroidery. To put that into perspective, that is roughly the weight of a full-grown golden retriever strapped to your torso for 18 hours a day. Your neck is strained under the weight of dozens of tortoiseshell hairpins that catch the light with every agonizingly slow movement. And then there are your shoes. Calling them shoes is an insult to footwear. They are 30 centimeter high, black lacquered stilts known as gaita. Walking in these is not a simple stroll through the park. It is a high-stakes, high-wire acrobatic performance held on the gravel-covered streets of the red light district. To maintain your status, you must master the Hachimonji, or the legendary figure-8 step. You must swing your outer foot in a wide, dramatic arc, tracing a perfect circle in the air before planting it firmly back on the ground. You do this while balancing a small mountain of silk on your shoulders and a literal crown of tortoiseshell on your head. The crowds gather by the thousands just to watch you walk, waiting for a single moment of weakness. If you trip, if you stumble, or if you lose your balance for even a second, your career is over before the sun rises. In this world, grace is the only currency that doesn't devalue, and a fall is a social death sentence. So your body is heavy, your muscles are screaming in pain, and you are physically exhausted before the night even begins. But at least you have to be sweet and accommodating to your customers, right? Wrong. In the hierarchy of the Yoshiwara, the customer is absolutely not king. You are the queen, and you hold the power of life and financial ruin over every man who enters your parlor. You do not sell your body on a street corner or wait behind wooden bars for a passerby to notice you. You sit in a high-end, gilded parlor, and men go bankrupt just for the slim, agonizing chance to be ignored by you. Let's walk through a typical Tuesday night in your life as a superstar. A wealthy merchant, perhaps a man who owns half the rice warehouses in Osaka, wants to meet you. He doesn't just call you up. He has to pay a fortune just to reserve the tea house and hire a small army of musicians and entertainers. He sits in the room, sweating through his expensive robes, waiting nervously for your arrival. Finally, you arrive, flanked by your entourage of young attendants, apprentices, and bodyguards. And then, once you're finally in the room, you do absolutely nothing. You do not sit next to him. You sit at the opposite end of the room, as distant as a star in the night sky. You do not speak to him, you do not eat his food, and you certainly do not offer him a smile. You simply sit there, light your long silver pipe, and stare at the wall as if he were a ghost. He is paying the modern equivalent of a luxury sports car just for the privilege of breathing the same air as you for an hour. This is the first meeting, known as the shodai. To even get a word out of you, he has to come back a second time and pay the entire fortune all over again. On the second visit, the nakadaichi, you might decide to sit a few inches closer, but you will still treat him like a piece of the furniture, barely acknowledging his presence while he pours his heart and wallet out to you. Only on the third visit, after he has proven his immense wealth and his total submission to your will, do you finally acknowledge his existence. By this point, your name has become more than a person. It is a national brand. Your choice of kimono patterns and the way you tie your sash sets the fashion trends for the entire country. You are the ultimate influencer, reigning supreme 2 centuries before the invention of the internet. But here is where we need a reality check. This immense power you feel is nothing more than a beautifully painted illusion. You are a bird of paradise trapped in an incredibly expensive gold-plated cage. Look toward the horizon, and you will see the great gate of the Yoshiwara district. It is the only way in, and it is the only way out, guarded by men who will not let you pass. You cannot leave the district without a special pass signed by the authorities, a piece of paper you will likely never hold in your hand. The debt you owe to the brothel for your training, your clothes, and your food is a mathematical trap designed to never be paid off. While you look down on the men of Japan from your high pedestal, your body is slowly rotting from the inside out. In this era, STD is rampant and carries no cure, a silent predator lurking behind every silkscreen. If the French disease doesn't claim you, tuberculosis is the standard retirement plan for women in your position. The damp air and the crowded quarters of the district are a breeding ground for the white plague. The statistics are grim. Most of your colleagues and rivals will be dead before they even reach their 25th birthday. When an Oiran dies, there's no grand state funeral or monument to her beauty. Their bodies are often wrapped in cheap straw mats and tossed into the graveyards of local temples. The most famous of these is Jokanji, known to the locals as the throwaway temple. There your remains would be thrown into a communal pit with nameless stones to mark the spot where a legend once stood. You are a living work of art, a masterpiece of human engineering and tradition. But art in the floating world is meant to be consumed and then discarded when the colors begin to fade. This city will eat you alive, one layer of silk and one night of glory at a time. The lights are bright, the music is beautiful, and the power feels intoxicating. But ask yourself if the view from the top is worth the price of your soul and your life. Still want the job? I didn't think so. Hit that subscribe button if you prefer your current life to the golden nightmare of the Edo period. I will see you in the next deep dive into history's darkest corners.